Actually, you make that point about the cost curve thing, right? That when it eats into the cost curve is when you might actually some bit of bottom valuation. So my question to you broadly is this: that there are various factors at play in terms of valuing these stocks. Looking at the current uh, macros and the bottom up balance sheet levels, as well as what the companies are doing with capacities, how would you value uh, a steel company right now? When you only talk about steel, we'll get to aluminum in a bit. And and you made this very important point. I just want you to re-emphasize it. What are the levels wherein these stocks, what valuation levels do these stocks become attractive?
So as Neeraj, I was saying that if time is on your side, and the company is relatively debt free, they should trade between 1 time price to book to 2.5 time price to book. Most of the commodity companies. So meaning Tata Steel with their balance sheet issues resolved, I could have taken it a bet at 1 time price to book, which is where the stock is right now. So that's the fair range. But we are not talking about fair range. We are talking about demand destruction. We don't know how deep it will go. So there are few indicators which one can look for where the stock is bottoming. One is that commodity stocks always follow commodities prices. So first I have to be sure that commodity prices are bottoming out, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. Currently, I mean, since we're talking about steel, Indian steel prices have fallen from 74,000 rupees per ton to around 61,000 right now. Okay. But at the same time, global steel prices have already fallen by $120 in that same period, meaning the impact of export tax has not really come in actually on the Indian steel prices. So what is the fair price for Indian steel? It's closer to 50,000, not 61,000.
Okay.
So I think there's plenty of fall which is possible. And when you look at the cost curves, normally bottoms are made closer to 40-50% deep into the cost curve. So meaning top 30-40% of the industry players would be loss making. So in India's steel context, it is the sale which is the highest. So once sale has to start making losses, and then only they'll cut production, and So we have to. There will be enough signs when commodity prices bottom out, and people will wait for commodity prices to stabilize, and then you have enough time to buy. There's no hurry. It's not going to rebound like a V shape tomorrow. There can be small bounces here and there, but you'll get enough opportunity at the bottom where it will consolidate for the next cycle. So currently there are no signs at all of even bottoming, let alone talking about bounce.
Okay. Could technical factors bring about a meaningful bounce in that? I mean, you mentioned this thing about sale making a loss. There was a note, I think, from one of the brokerages which said that that's the same point that you're saying, and they said that.
Yeah, was there.
Sorry.
Is my note that they have said the same thing.
So, yes, they have, and that may prompt the government to make some changes to the export policy, etc. Could some technical changes bring about a spurt, or that will be short-lived, you reckon?
So normally, see, government policies are always slightly behind the curve. By the time they wake up, it's already gone. So this export tax is also similar, meaning commodity prices, steel prices globally have peaked out and they're on the way down. So export tax has actually not really made an impact at the moment. Same thing happened, post global financial crisis when steel prices collapsed from $1,100 to $400. They came out with that, some duties to protect from import. What was that called? It was some protection for imports which was given so that domestic prices could go up. But by the time that came in, already steel prices started moving up globally. So these regulations actually follow. So it will happen probably, but by the time steel prices would have already kind of bottomed out. So it's not happening tomorrow. Meaning they'll take their time till the time inflation comes back to that 4.5% range in India. I don't think government is going to take its foot off the pedal.